Oh, Amazon's an important factor in the internet. It's about 50% of all shopping's done on Amazon, but I don't think it's Amazon against everybody else. I think everybody's competing in this broad play against everybody in terms of getting the business, and everyone's looking for a unique edge to compete with everyone else who are the big box as well as the specialty players.
So, Steve, who is successful in that so far? Who's well positioned coming in this holiday season, and who isn't?
Look, I think the MasterCard forecast, for example, is at 5% growth for the entire retail industry. So we have an industry that's healthy. I think that the players that are playing in what I call the omni-channel space, the Targets, the Walmarts, the Macy's, that are doing a very good job, buy online, pick up in stores, those are the ones that are doing well during this season. But I think that there are a lot of specialty, unique players that are killing it also.
Oliver, when you look at the sell-off in retail stocks in recent days, recent weeks, would you say that Black Friday and the holiday shopping season's already baked into these names, and now investors are looking at 2019 and wondering whether it's as good as it gets, or is there another story here to be keeping an eye out on?
That is a factor. As we look ahead, there are tough comparisons, and expectations have been very high. The Amazon threat is real, as well as tariffs and labor. However, this morning we were out at 4 a.m. and the consumer is back. We think stores are restored. We think shoppers were definitely working off that turkey dinner today in the mall, and we are very impressed with what's happening at companies. What we really like is activewear trends in the marketplace. We think toys is a big deal. We picked this up at Kohl's. It's the fingerlings. It's a big deal in terms of getting market share from Toys R Us, and also mobile being the new mall. But you are right, valuations, cautions, there are investor concerns in terms of a tough Tuesday that we had ahead of this Black Friday, and we overall are very pleased with what we're seeing on Black Friday.
Steve, can you blame investors for not wanting to play, at least in the apparel space, for the next 10 days, right? Until we get something out of G20, a little more clarity as to whether or not the president and Xi are anywhere near having an appetite to make a deal.
Look, I think that the reality is the consumer's healthy and they're shopping. I think Oliver's comment's right. They are out there in the malls. In fact, the early read on the weekend is that it's tracking to that kind of plus 5% forecast. That doesn't mean that there aren't concerns out there, as Oliver was stating, whether it's tariffs or whether it's labor costs, whether it's going to be the state of the economy as we go into 2019. Clearly, the G20 is a factor that we ought to be looking at, but I'd also look at the sales for the month of October, where apparel was up 8%, which is the strongest performing category and the best growth we've probably seen in the last half dozen years. So you've got this dual competing factors where there's, of course, everyone's looking ahead at 2019, but the here and now is actually pretty healthy, and we're looking at a very good holiday season.